Hi guys, you're back with me, Christy, from Chris Comcs. I wanted to talk to you guys about a thing that I'm quite passionate about, and that a lot of people around the world, even since lockdown in 2020, have started to get back into again, which is board gaming. I myself am not a big fan of board gaming, but that hobby led me to a thing called Warhammer. Now, Warhammer is a board game. It's a tabletop war game. Basically, you paint miniatures and you use them to fight against your opponent, and whoever has the most units left at the end or scores the most points at the end wins. Now, Warhammer basically is one of my most favorite sci-fi settings ever. Now, I never played the game at all. I was more interested in the lore, so I always wondered, like, what is Warhammer? And I picked up a book, or rather before that even, I picked up a game called Dawn of War. Now, Dawn of War, if you've ever played it, is just a nice, fun game with, over-the-top characters just shooting the crap out of each other. Orcs, Eldar, and Chaos at the end. So, from there, I was always interested in it, but I never delved quite deeply into it. So, a few years ago, when COVID started, I decided, you know what, let me download an audiobook. Audible is actually very good at that. They usually have quite nice um, uh, specials for beginners. You should check out guys like Bricky, Philip DeFranco. They usually have nice Audible subscriptions they have for like beginners, so check out their links. Very cool. You get one Audible book for free. And yeah, there's not a sponsored section, but those audiobooks really got me into Warhammer as a whole. The first book I got from them was the Astartes collection, and that really got me into Warhammer. Then on, I picked up some of the Warhammer novels and omnibuses, and those, they honestly, they got me into like a massive hole where I'm still in today, and I'm just enjoying every moment of it. So what Warhammer is basically, it's a far future. Think Star Wars, but way more bloody, way more real in a way, but also way more absurd. So it's also a mixture between Judge Dredd, Warhammer, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings, because there's a lot of fantasy elements in it as well. So basically, it's about it's the far future, 40k, the Millennium 40k, 40,000 years into the future. Humanity is basically disheveled. All there is just people are just trying to survive, most likely, and then the elites of all these planets, they are in control of everything, and they are using religion to control the populace. Now, before that, they had the Emperor of Mankind, and he's still around, but he is not in control anymore. Like, stuff has gone rampant. The people in charge now do not have the best interests of the humanity at heart at all. They are just out for themselves. But then you have the Astartes, which are basically space marines. They still do their mission to safeguard the Imperium, but they can only do so much because there's not that many of them anymore. And humanity, even though they conquered the galaxy essentially, they still fight against all manner of alien races and demonic influence throughout the galaxy as well. Meaning orcs, not in the sense of Lord of the Rings orcs, but like way more interesting and violent and funny type of orcs. And then you get elves, space elves essentially, but they are Eldar, or Eldari as they are called now, which are basically, well, like I said, space elves, but they are way more, how can I say, violent. They're not happy, fun types of elves. And then you get the dark elves, which are even worse, way worse. They're probably the worst kind of enemies in the universe. Then you get Tyranids, which are basically xenomorphs from Alien, but again ramped up to another level, and they cause so much crap. I think the whole universe is just poised to be eaten by them all. Then you've got the Tau. No one likes the Tau. That's a joke, but That's all cool in their own way. They've got cool mechs and robots and stuff like that. And then who am I forgetting? But I really enjoy this universe. Oh, the Necron. I can't forget the Necron. The Necron have, in recent years, become very interesting. They are basically Egyptian robots who've recently been waking up. But they used to be like very plain, but now they're very interesting. Each of them have a very nice character. And I'll add some books as well that I can recommend for that as well. But to be short and sweet, Warhammer is basically a universe that's continuously at war with itself. All the factions hate each other. They cannot get along with each other. And it's just a nice universe, very thick, very dense. It's way more dense than anything I've ever come across. It's way more interesting than Star Wars, because Star Wars is so watered down now that I don't think there's anything interesting in that universe anymore. Even though there's so many more races in Star Wars, I feel like they are way underutilized, and they're not interesting at all. Whereas within Warhammer, the races that they have are so fleshed out that you can live and breathe. Like if you read one book or one little thing about them, you'll know exactly what they are. Whereas in Star Wars, even though that franchise is going nearly as long, you don't know half of what these races are, or what interesting parts of them there is about them as well. So to keep this short, as short as I can, for just an introduction video, Warhammer is a universe fully at war with itself, full of interesting characters, but none of them are good guys. And I think that is what really drew me to it, because usually in these fantasy epics or like big space operas, there's usually a good guy. But in this universe, there really isn't. Everyone's out for themselves, and the good guys, being humanity, is really not all that good to begin with. So I just thought I'd do this little video just so I can put my thoughts out there and like express my love for this universe.